Oh my god. Sexist fucking warning alert.
Is it though? Like, I mean,
it's alright. None of our viewers are in cancel culture. We're fine. We're fine. Go ahead.
Hey, welcome to Super Social Club. I'm Jeremy.
It's Whisky in the 6. I'm Rob.
Welcome to the Whisky Rant Podcast.
It's a little crusty.
It's frustrating.
And it's going to be a little bit of a rant.
I don't understand it. I don't know why.
Some sort of injustice.
Anyway, end rant.
Hello and welcome back to the Whisky Rant Podcast. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Rob.
And tonight we are talking about the whiskey for every occasion. We're going to break down a whole bunch of occasions where you would be reaching for a bottle, and let's pick a couple and see what we got going on. Tonight is our 50th episode of the podcast. Can you believe it?
You know what? It doesn't feel like 50 episodes.
Right.
It doesn't feel like 50 episodes. But I will say, out of all the things I've done on Whisky in the 6 and YouTube and all that other stuff, this has been the most fun.
It has been the most fun.
There might be a time where I give up doing Whisky in the 6, but I will continue doing the Whisky Rant.
I just like that it's just, you know, us mostly just shooting the shit. The occasional rock star guest comes on.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like unscripted. Remember when we first started out, I would like bring show notes and we have a breakdown of like all the things we were talking about. And you were like, what the fuck is this? I was like, this is how they do it in the big times, you know? This is what's called a rundown. This is what we're going to talk about.
Yeah. But it's good that you're like that, because I'm like the most type B personality there could possibly be. So I always need a type A to like kind of just help me.
I mean, it wasn't that much. It was like a couple jot notes, you know?
Yeah.
Well, let's start off the list with something that we're drinking right now, and that's the 50th episode occasion whiskey. What are we drinking? This is a special sample from a good friend of the show, Christian. He sent us a Glendronach Grandeur. This is batch number 11. 28 years old, coming in at 48.9%.
These guys are like 1,400 retail.
So Christian is a big fan of the show. He's like, he saw us, you know, we've talked about Grandeurs. You've owned a couple in the past.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're like some of Glendronach's best stuff.
They're the most difficult thing to find right now. Like I never even see them on shelf. You don't even hear of them. It's like a whisper. They come and go and then gone. Like I honestly, I've never had a shot at one, and I can't even remember how long.
Yeah, because like remember we were drinking like what, batch 8, 9, 10 maybe, or 11, somewhere in that range, right?
Yeah. So I think you had tried the 9, 10, 11. No, the 8, 9...
8, 9, 10?
The 7? No, yeah. Something like that. Anyway, no, it was the 8, 9, 10 you had in a lineup at a friend's house. And I only tried the 9. I tried the 7 and the 9.
Yeah.
I never got to try the 8 and the 10, which I heard were really good.
So this one would be... So if you don't know, the Glendronach Grandeur, it's a marriage of... What, like 3 to 5 casks? It's very small, right?
I think this one might be 6 casks.
6 casks? Okay.
Did I read that? Maybe I could be wrong. It's usually like low thousands in bottles.
So like under 10 casks, like a very small amount of casks, right?
Yeah. So much under that.
And this one would be like a Rachel Berry exclusive, right? Because she took over as master blender there, what, 4 years ago, something like that.
A while ago. I mean, Billy Walker did start this line though.
Right.
He started this line, and it was kind of like Hannett taking over for Brooke Laddie with the Black Art.
Yeah.
It was a very similar situation.
Yes.
This was their like go-to big bottle that they released.
Yeah, this is like their showcase, their centerpiece.
Yeah.
They're like really nice release each year.
Yeah, it comes in that piano box.
Do you think that Billy Walker left little notes, maybe little like ticks on the cast, be like, you know, batch this.
This one's good, that one's good.
You know, I'm not telling you what to do, but these ones together would be great.
I mean, I wonder, like, so the story behind the Black Art was when Hannett was given a similar recipe.
Yes.
He actually crumpled it up and threw it away. So I wonder. It would be cool, but you know, I haven't heard Rachel Berry say that before. I've watched some interviews with Rachel Berry. She's one of the best in the biz and like super underrated, I think. So it's cool to hear her talk.
I just took a sip. It's just like everything you want Glendronach to be, you know? It's like that ooey gooey sherry.
This is the oldest Glendronach I've had, I think.
28?
I think 27 was the oldest up until this point, and it was a single cask. You know what's weird about, and I was getting it on the nose too, weird in a good way, it has like almost like a saltiness, which I would not expect from Glendronach.
I thought you were gonna say like a gunpowder smokiness to it almost.
Yeah, there's something different about this than
like
typical Glendronach.
That barrel, right?
Yeah. But I am getting a salinity both on the palate and on the nose. It almost reminds me of like an old Highland Park.
Yes.
Like a dark sherry old Highland Park.
Yeah.
Which is weird. You wouldn't think that would make sense.
So we're gonna sip this throughout the show tonight. Also, very good friend of the show, Casey. He sent us samples that we've been sitting on for way too long. Way too long. So we poured out one of them tonight. They're blind. We don't know what they are, but we did pour out sample number 2. So Casey, if you're watching, we got sample 2 poured here.
Yeah.
We don't know what it is, but we will try that after this. All right, so we've made a list of some special occasions that you would maybe be reaching for a bottle for. So since this is the winter time, let's start it off with a winter dram. If you're at a winter cottage, winter getaway, a resort, at a cottage with friends, what's your winter pour?
I think it's got to be something heavy on the sherry, right? I'm thinking how do we not get cliche here? This is the problem, because the first thing that comes to mind...
Do a cliche. They can fight it out in the comments.
Right? The first thing that comes to mind is, a nice, heavily sherried Glenallachie 10-year-old, or my go-to would be the Springbank 15.
Okay. So 2 things that are like heavily sherried give you that nice sherry spice.
Yeah.
For me, I'm going peat.
Okay.
Winter to me is peat.
Right on.
So like, if I'm going to keep it reasonable priced, I'm probably going to look for something like an Ardbeg Coiv Reckon, my favorite Ardbeg in the core range. If I'm spending a little bit more money, I'm going Octomore. I'm going like a 0.3 series, Octomore, really getting it done. That's what winter is to me. It's that heavily peated stuff that I like.
Yeah, I could totally dig that. I like sherry in the winter, but I like peat. Yeah, I'm probably more of a spring, summer peat guy.
Okay, let's go right to, let's stay in this era of season and go to Christmas. Now, Christmas is you do something different you do at Christmas time than you would do just at a regular winter retreat.
Okay, so Christmas, this is whiskey for every occasion, but I do tend to like gravitate towards my cognacs, my armagnacs, my rums at this time of year.
Why don't you throw out a whiskey and then a malt alternative, if you will?
Yeah. I think, such a great go-to whiskey at Christmas is the Aaron 18.
Yeah.
Again, I'm sticking sherry. I'm sticking like with all that, those Christmas cake kind of flavors, and dates and figs and dark fruit and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, the Aaron 18.
Yeah.
Or at least the one that we really liked, which was like super dark.
Right. So like, this is where we're gonna differ, because like you have a big family. So like you pull out a bottle at Christmas, it's getting tapped by a lot of people.
Yeah.
My family, they're not big Scotch drinkers. Like, sure, they'll try some stuff here and there, but this is mostly me drinking. So when it's Christmas time for me, I'm pulling out the big guns. I'm pulling out something huge. Highland Park 30.
Highland Park 30?
Yeah, I'm going something like super nice, because I'm usually just like drinking it when it's nice and quiet and I can like, enjoy it. It's not like rowdy, rambunctious. It's not crazy. It's late at night. Some people have gone to bed already.
Yep. And
I can just like sit back and think about the whiskey.
Yeah. I like that one.
New Year's
has to be something that is easy, because it's probably a party, you want to socialize, that kind of thing. I'd be happy with, I would be happy with a blend. I'd be happy with the Lumreek 10-year-old, to be honest with you. Something that like, it's different, it's cool, it's funky, it's got some peat to it, it's got some sherry to it, but I don't have to like think about it too much. Yeah. Just kind of go.
For me, I think I'm going bourbon here.
Okay.
I think that New Year's is like, it's party mode, and I don't have time to like sit back with a nice Scotch. I just want like something that's like a delicious bourbon, probably like something sweeter, maybe something finished.
Okay.
You know, like if you want to go maybe on the higher end scale, like a Joseph Magnus, something like that.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Yep.
But yeah, like anything like sweet, finished bourbon, not crazy expensive because it's probably going to be forgot about in the morning.
Yeah.
So like something like that. I would love something like that.
Yeah, cool.
All right, where are we going now? Let's keep it in some family. Let's keep the family thing going.
Okay.
So let's say pregnancy announcement.
Pregnancy announcement.
Pregnancy announcement. You just got told you're having another.
Oh man, what's the bottle you can get drunk the fastest on?
Should we go maybe like firstborn? Because that's more of like that's the biggest celebration.
Okay, so I can actually speak to that.
So you speak from experience.
Yeah. So my firstborn, I bought and opened the Glenlivet 25. So I'm thinking something with a little bit more age to it.
Okay.
At the time, that was a big bottle for me. Now, obviously, not so much. That we're talking almost 8 years ago now. So I would go, something in the 25-year-old range.
Okay, no, hold on. Let's clarify here because I said pregnancy announcement. And then there's the next category is going to be the birth. The day of the birth.
So the announcement is, maybe something a little bit more
more high ABV.
yeah. That's just like your standard like crowd pleaser, like a Glenallachie 15.
Okay, yeah. I think I'm there with you. I think that the pregnancy announcement is like, is not as something higher end than like the birth. I think the birth, like for me, I think for like the first child birth, you're going like family cast. I'm going like Glenfarclas family cast.
Yeah.
Let's keep it family, right?
Yep.
You got like your parents around, you got your friends around. Bring out a Glenfarclas family cast. You just started a family. It seems fitting to me.
Yeah, that's a good one.
On the announcement, I don't know. I mean, I think that you might have some shock, and you need something like a high ABV to like just take the edge off before you can like fully, comprehend what just happened.
Yeah. Okay. So what is it then?
I don't know.
Something cash.
Moonshine, straight from the still. Straight from the still.
Hazmat Elijah Craig.
Hazmat Elijah Craig, yes. That's a great one.
There you go.
That's a great one. Maybe the Coy Hill stuff from Jack Daniels. Right? Give me a 72% ABV.
So that would, for me, you kind of nailed it. That would actually be my Thanksgiving bottle. Or the old Heritage Jack Daniels that I absolutely loved.
All right.
That one would be probably my Thanksgiving.
Okay, let's go Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving, you're thinking like, okay, you just finished a huge meal.
Yeah.
You're stuffed.
Yep.
What pairs well after that, or even maybe during it?
And you're gonna have sweets and stuff like that after. Yeah. You're gonna have, your desserts, your pumpkin pie, whatever. Mm-hmm. What goes great with that? I think it's got to be a Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels, something. A high ABV bourbon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I may be reaching for like one of my old bottles of Booker's.
Booker's Rye, Booker's, yeah.
Ooh, Booker's Rye.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, if I'm going crazy, then it's Booker's Rye. But I'm saying my favorite batches of Booker's are a lot of stuff from like 2005. Mm-hmm. Sorry, 2015, 2016. Those 2 years for me for Booker's were so good. So maybe I'm reaching back on Thanksgiving, getting some nostalgic.
Yeah, I think I'm sticking at Thanksgiving with a bourbon or a rye for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's the key for me.
Okay. All right. So you've just got the pregnancy announcement. Now it's time for the bachelor party because you gotta have the shotgun wedding. Bachelor party.
Okay. So
what are you and the boys gonna drink on your bachelor party?
This is where you go high ABV because you want to get to the right place quick, right?
Right. Yes.
So yeah. So yeah, you gotta go something cask strength. Something I wouldn't go something peated because you're gonna be out, you're gonna be at a club, you're gonna be partying. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be like smelling like smoke and whatever else. So I think you go cask strength. You can go even barrel proof bourbon. Something barrel proof. I think something like Old Forester 1920 is ideal for this.
Yeah.
Not too expensive. Mm-hmm. Everybody's gonna get loaded real quick.
Yeah.
Right, and then that's it.
Yeah, I think I could take this two different ways. I could take it like, bachelor party. Let's say if it was something like myself, I would be like, we're going to do golf in the afternoon, party at night. That seems like a great bachelor party.
Yeah.
I think for me, golf course to me means like cigars. So maybe I would like, let's go back to Joseph Magnus and let's get the cigar blend going.
Right on.
Joseph Magnus cigar blend. It's nice and sweet. Non-bourbon drinkers would probably like it. It goes great with the cigar.
Absolutely.
And then at night, probably not as expensive because like, let's just go with like, I don't know, maybe like one of those Knob Creek single barrel store picks. Those are delicious.
And really good.
And value. I think that non-whiskey drinkers would probably still like them as well, and it's high ABV too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, bachelor party, let's keep it going with this trend. Let's go rehearsal dinner and then wedding day.
Okay, so rehearsal
dinner. So
I almost think so wedding day, you're opening this before the reception or at the reception?
Well, I don't know.
That's important because you open this bottle at the reception, that bottle is crushed.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, choose wisely.
Right? So if you open it pre-reception, so let's say rehearsal dinner is I would probably want to...
Let's start rehearsal dinner, so that's like your family and close friends, right?
Family, close friends.
Wedding
I want to
party.
open my nicer bottle there. So I'm looking at something 30 years old.
Yes.
You know, we've done the Glengoyne 30. We've done the Highland Park 30. Something like that.
Yeah, I think this is where you go the high money bottle.
Yeah.
Right? If like wedding day, yeah, maybe you get something nice, but I think this is where we can really just like sit and appreciate it, right? You've had the dinner. You're chilling. Yep. Now it's time for the most expensive bottle you're gonna spend on your wedding. I think for sure.
I think so too.
And yeah, I think you're right. I think like Springbank 25 could be thrown out there. Springbank 21, something like that. Something that you really can sit down and appreciate. Yeah, 100%. And then wedding day, what are we going with?
Wedding day, I think you still want to keep it upper scale, but you don't want to go too crazy. I'm thinking. For some reason, like an old school Old Polney 21 is really like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was a great bottle, nice celebratory bottle. You're not breaking the bank on it, but you're still getting an excellent pour. Sure, you
pour Old Polney 21 for your guests that might not be into Scotch. They're gonna like that.
I think so.
They're gonna love that.
I think so.
Yeah, Highland Park, even the Highland Park 18 to 21 to 25 all make sense there as well.
Yeah.
All right, now that your wedding's gone to shit, divorce party. Divorce party. What are we pouring?
Cue the. No. Yeah, this is a tough one because I mean I hope to never be in this situation, but obviously
these get a little dark. It's a good one toward darkness. What are we going for a divorce party?
I think again, this is you're partying, right? You're not planning on staying home with the boys and sulking.
You're partying, but you might have half your money.
You might have half your money.
Keep that in mind.
That's a good one.
Or you might have double your money. Depends on your situation.
That's true. This is a tough one. You go first.
So, I think this is on the lines of, it's almost the same as like your bachelor party. Your divorce party and your bachelor party are very close, I feel. In like, talking like stereotypically here, of course. So yeah, I think it's got to be really high ABV. Again, you're looking at like let's crank it up as high as we can go. But yeah, you're right. If you just lost half your money, you can't be spending a lot. No, you cannot be spending a lot.
You shouldn't.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking probably bourbon here. I think there's probably going to be another cask strength bourbon. Even like a Knob Creek 120.
I'm thinking I'm in Vegas.
Probably do it.
And I'm thinking like I'm going cask strength bourbon.
Yeah.
Big party, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah. Again, like if you can get your hands on a BTAC bottle, that'd be great.
Right.
But the likelihood is not.
Yeah.
So let's go Weller 107.
Okay.
This one.
Weller 107. That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. You can chug it if you want to.
Yeah, exactly. You don't feel bad about chugging that.
You can chug it if you want to.
Yeah.
I like that.
The one time you're allowed to drink from the
bottle. All right, let's switch it up here. Let's go birthday. Birthday's a good one. Birthday, we probably should have started with birthday because that's the time that a lot of people do have a celebratory pour.
Yeah.
Birthday.
For me, I always tend to save my Springbanks for my birthday open. You know what I mean? I know that's a pain in the butt, but and people roll their eyes whenever they hear the word Springbank now.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. yeah, it's got to be a Springbank. I think this year I opened. What did I open? I think it was either the 15 or was it? No, it was a Hazelburn 21. I opened up
nice.
for
Very
my
nice.
birthday this year. Yeah.
Yeah, and I wrote down Springbank 21 on the sheet for birthday pour.
There you go.
Yeah, I think birthday is like, this is when you drink your favorite whiskey. It's your day.
Yep.
You decide what happens, and you go with your favorite distillery. Springbank makes sense for us because those are our favorite distilleries. A lot of people just buy a bottle and save it for their birthday. A lot of people like to do like their birth year, right? If you're born in like 1985, you want to look for something that was bottled in 1985, or sorry, distilled in 1985, whatever it may be. Or if you're turning 30, 35, 40, whatever it is, you want to get an age statement that reflects that. Those are all cool things to do.
Yeah.
The older you are, the more expensive it gets.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think those are all cool things to do for your birthday.
Absolutely. This is great, by the way. This Grandeur. This is a celebratory bottle.
Absolutely.
Right. This is a $1,400 bottle. That's a good celebration bottle right there.
The Grandeur you can put into any of these categories and make it work.
Oh, for sure.
You know.
Yeah.
We just did what, birthday?
Birthday.
How about some of the big holidays? How about Canada Day / the 4th of July? So the big Canada Day celebrations here, and then 4th of July obviously is the equivalent in the US. What are you picking?
I gotta pick something for my boys at Two Brewers or like Shelter Point.
You gotta go Canadian, right?
Yeah, I'm going Shelter Point, Two Brewers, one of those two.
Yeah.
Whichever, probably both in that day, right? I'll probably open one of each, and that's it. And then those will be my Canada Day bottles. So proud of those guys, what they've done. Literally any whiskey I've tried from either of them, I loved. So
yeah,
it's gotta be those
and
guys.
I wrote down Rob's best Shelter Point bottle for Canada Day.
That's awesome.
Because you have all the good Shelter Point, so I would just drink your best stuff.
Yeah.
On that one. And what are you going for 4th of July?
4th of July.
For our friends in the south of the 49th.
I think I want to go with a really good American whiskey if I could.
100%.
And I'm gonna stick to the rye side of things.
Okay.
So I'd probably go, if I could get my hands on like a barrel Seagrass 16-year-old or even like the older, like the 20-something-year-old.
Yeah.
I'd do that.
Okay.
Like, yeah, that'd be a cool bottle.
I wrote down Eagle Rare.
Okay.
Because it's, the eagle, very American symbol.
Yep.
If I can get the BTAC 17 Eagle Rare, that would be the pour.
That'd be
But you know what? The nice Eagle Rare 10-year-old on 4th of July, I think, is a really nice pour.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That'd be a great one. There's one on this, there's an option on this list that I've been really eyeing. Because, like, I'm struggling with it.
Okay, go to it. What is it?
It's the winning the Powerball lottery.
Winning the Powerball lottery. Okay, so this is the big one. Because Powerball lotteries, some of them get up to, like, almost $1 billion.
Yeah.
Right? They're like $750 million or something like that. Let's be reasonable here, because after tax, you're paying at least half that.
Yeah.
So let's say you wake up, you won the Powerball, the next day in your bank account, $350 million. What are you buying?
I'm going straight to auction.
Yeah.
I'm going straight to the whiskey base top 5 or 10.
Yeah.
On auction.
Yeah.
Anything from Samaroli in that top 5 or 10, that's what I'm buying.
Yeah. And I was thinking about that too. Obviously, my first inclination is to go to the Samaroli Springbank bottling.
Yeah.
But like that's only like, 30,000.
Is that, yeah?
You know what?
Does that mean that it's not better than everything else though?
It still could be the best one.
Yeah.
But 30,000 is just a drop in the bucket when I got this much money. You know what I'm going for? I'm going for that Macallan 1926 Fine and Rare, crazy like $1 million bottle.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take it and crack it and drink it because no one drinks that.
No one drinks it.
And then of course I'm gonna buy the Samaroli as well. But like I think that to make a splash, why not spend $1 million?
That's
on
a statement, right? Because you got all these like hedge fund investors that are probably worth billions that own those bottles and never open them.
Oh, here's a better idea that I just thought of. Why not just go to Macallan and just walk into their warehouse and be like, I'm gonna buy this cask. Show me your oldest cask. I'm gonna pay straight cash for it, and then you just have a cask.
I feel like they wouldn't do it.
Why?
Because that's Macallan. Like they wouldn't do that. They probably get like billionaires doing that, trying to do that all the time.
You're right. Yeah, maybe they just
I
have
think
like a...
for me personally, if I was gonna do that with the distillery, I would just go to Springbank and beg.
Yeah.
I'd be like, guys, listen, I know you don't like to do this. I will be forever indebted to you. Plus, I will pay double what that cask is worth.
Sure.
And I just want your oldest cask in here. I want your oldest sherry cask that you.
Be like, I'll build a children's hospital right beside your distillery.
I will build an extension to this warehouse, plus buy you guys another still.
But how about like going to a distillery and like drinking a bottle there? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say I buy the Macallan 1926 and I just drink it at Macallan. Yeah. That'd be a cool experience, right?
That'd be a really cool experience.
Right, like drink it there.
Yeah, I think so. The problem, and there are so many Macallans that I would love to try back, like from back in the day, but the recent reputation of Macallan has soured my feelings towards them so much.
Yes.
That
it's not your first choice.
They would not be my
close.
first. Yeah.
Well.
It would be Springbank. It would be Aaron. It would be like so many other places before. Actually, I'm preparing a list, and it's gonna probably come out this week, of my top 6 buy blind distilleries. Meaning, like any distillery that you would go to, or they come out with a bottle. If you can afford it, you're buying it. You don't have to taste it. It doesn't matter what it is. It's a hard thing to do. It's actually a really hard thing to do. I'm actually stuck on like 4 or 5.
Just because there's so many like releases nowadays, right?
There's so many releases. There's some things that I would buy blind that is just not available to everybody. Like I literally am not even, well, spoiler alert, I'm like literally not putting Springbank on the list because how many people can't get Springbank?
It's too obvious.
It's the most obvious answer, right? So it's just not worth it.
Yeah. There's one that is relatable to the Powerball. Not really, but on your deathbed. What are you drinking on your deathbed? What's the go-to pour?
This is where I would try to revisit, because like you're on your deathbed, you can't gamble on anything here.
True.
Right? This is where I would try to revisit a bottle that I knew that I absolutely adored and try to bring myself back to that moment.
Great
Great
answer.
So it would be, if I could afford it, that Gordon MacPhail that we had. The
80th?
The 80th, yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
If I can afford it.
Yeah.
If I can't.
I'm glad you didn't say Virginia Black.
Imagine. If I said Virginia Black in anything here, I give you full permission to give me a competition slap across the face.
I love it.
All right. Ever.
We should have like a leather glove just standing by.
just yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's got to be something affordability wise, something more realistic. I'd probably go with the bottle that's still my favorite to this date, which is the Gordon MacPhail Mortlock 1980 something or other. I can't remember exactly.
Was it 82 or 83 or
it was
84?
A 31-year-old, I think.
Right.
I think it was 87.
Yes, that sounds right. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like that nostalgic, like let's bring my memory back to a time where I remember trying all these things. I like that, yeah. For me, those times, I mean, we've had so many good pours with that Brora 38. I remember cracking it at my place, trying it here recently with all the boys. I mean, that is just a spectacular whiskey. So maybe that. That was the first time really that I had like a centerpiece bottle that really stood out,
Yeah, that was excellent. And we still got to finish that one day.
Oh, we still have a baby pour left.
We still have we're going to do a formal review on it. A rant formal review.
Yeah. All right. What's stuff on this list? How about St. Patrick's Day? What we got to go Irish here, yeah?
Yeah, I think I'm going Irish here. The problem with Irish right now is, can you think of, like, there's a bunch of stuff from Waterford that I really want to try. But can you think of like a celebratory Irish bottle? There's a Redbreast, but it's not an Irish Day kind of whiskey.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not a St. Patty's Day kind of whiskey.
Yeah.
There's a Redbreast 27-year-old that I really want to try.
It's delicious. Yeah.
Delicious, but like, it's expensive.
Yeah.
So am I opening that up on St. Patty's? I think I just go with your standard like yellow spot 12. It's a great bang for your buck.
Yep.
Right? Less than $100.
Yeah.
And good quality whiskey. Good age on it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
I think that I'm with you. Like, you don't want to just drink this like crazy Irish, because like St. Patrick's Day, who knows what else you're drinking that day? You know, it's like it's a binge day. So
who knows if you're gonna remember that?
Exactly. Like, of course, like if you want to pick like a crazy Irish, like if you just could name anything, you'd probably be looking at that like Redbreast Cask of Dreams, right? That 32-year-old little half bottle.
Man. Yeah.
Like that's the Irish whiskey that everyone wants to try.
Of course.
I think for me, I would go like probably start the day like Redbreast 15, and then maybe end the day with like a Waterford something or other. You know?
Yeah. It would be cool to line up all the spots.
Yeah.
Like do the green spot, yellow
tasting.
spot. Yeah.
You're right. St. Patrick's Day you should have a flight.
Right.
You should have an Irish flight.
It makes sense.
That makes sense.
Right?
I'm
so
into
you do the green spot, blue spot, gold spot, yellow spot, red spot, and I think that's where it ends.
Did you say gold?
I said gold.
And blue?
And blue.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Or like if you want to say like even Waterford and you want to do like an entire farm. Like the 1.1, the 1.2, cool. The 1.3. I don't know how far they're up to now.
Yeah.
Maybe like a 0.4. You can do like 4 grow seasons of all the same farm. That'd be a cool little flight to do.
Of your favorite farm.
Would love that. Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be cool.
All right, there's a couple more on this list. After St. Patrick's Day, we get to the summer cottage. There's a summer cottage pour for you. What are you thinking?
Yeah. So see, summer is where I like peat even more.
That's the opposite of what I would do.
Yeah, I know. It's we've always kind of felt that way. For me, I'm thinking like a Lagavulin 12, or even the the Offerman casks from Lagavulin. I really like, or some. Yeah, I think one of those two.
I think there's 2 different kinds of like summer cottage drinking times. The one you're thinking of is like the night campfire. Sit around campfire at night kind of pour, right? Yeah, and then that does lend itself to peat.
Yeah.
But what about like the late afternoon before dinner? Sun's still out, still really hot. See, for me in that, like I was thinking about the Ben Romick Cara Gold. That's got some good tropical notes for it. It's light, it's refreshing, fruity. Something like that would be a good pour.
It's funny you mentioned that, because I always liken the flavors you pick up from that Ben Romick to like a Two Brewers, and I was thinking Two Brewers right before you said that.
Yeah.
So yeah, something in that like fruity, fruit forward, tropical fruit in particular. That would be really good. Like even like a Klein Leash would work in this.
Yeah.
Right, in that kind of environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, something a little fruit forward. You don't have to go crazy on the nose. You're outside anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's keep the same category going and go tropical resort.
Tropical resort.
So now we're a little different here.
Man, I'm all about pina coladas on that.
Right. Of course, yeah. It's the mojitos.
You know what? It's too bad because, again, bringing up my relationship with Macallan, when I actually fell in love with Macallan was when I was in Arizona, and I was on a resort, and it was a beautiful pool, hot tub, piping hot weather, and I went to the liquor store and I told this story to you before, I bought like 6 2-ounce minis of the 12 sherry, the old school 12 sherry, and they were like $5 each.
Yeah.
Which was a great deal. I think they were on sale. And I fell in love with it. I had one a night while I was there, and it was the perfect like sitting on like the patio, hot weather dram.
Yeah, it's tough, right? Because you're right, tropical resort, you're not drinking scotch in the middle of the day and when the heat's coming down on you. I mean, I reached to rums and agave spirits. Like I would do tequila, I would do mezcal, I would do rum.
Yeah.
If I had to pick a whiskey, it's tough. You're right. It is really tough.
It is.
It would have to be something light in profile.
Yep.
Like ex-bourbon mature Klein Leash, something like that.
Yep.
Like I don't know, maybe like a Balvenie 15, like the traditional cask ones that were just like pure honey and vanilla.
Yeah.
I don't want anything like heavy sherry. I don't want peat. Maybe something like light like that.
Yeah. Yeah, those would be good.
Oh, we missed one. Your kid's 19th to 21st birthday. So like the day they're legal to drink alcohol, what are you sipping with them?
Man, so this is tough because like assuming they've not had good whiskey up until this point, you want to introduce them to the category with something that's not going to burn their palate.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're treating this like you're treating, like, you know, you're helping a new
almost
person
like a new person get into the whiskey.
Exactly.
Sure.
But it's your kid, and you know your way around this a little bit more, so you're gonna lean towards something a little bit more expensive, maybe. Yeah. I don't even want to begin to know what an 18-year-old is gonna go for when my son is 19.
Right.
But right now, at the moment, I'm thinking like an Old Pulteney 18, or like a Bal Blair 18, or something in that.
So you're thinking about like something really on a nice end.
Yes.
As a nice introduction.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the exact opposite.
Okay.
I'm like, it's your legal age. Let's go. I wrote down the Freud 10 cash strength. I'm like, you want to see what drinking's all about? Here, put this in your mouth and freaking swallow it. Like, good luck.
So like, you're basically saying I want to deter you from liking alcohol.
I don't know what your experience is like on your 19th birthday. Mine was like, let's get this person destroyed as fast as possible.
Yeah, that's it.
Like when your friends take you out. It's different when you're the parent, I guess.
Yeah.
But that was my mentality.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's ever going to be a point where you promote your child to get absolutely shit-faced.
True.
You know what I mean? So,
but to try something insane like that, I think that'd be funny.
Yeah, it would be cool. But yeah, I can see why you would go with that. This is great, by the way. The Grandeur is amazing. Thank you, Christian.
Yeah, Christian, thank you so much for this. Let's throw out a couple more notes on the Grandeur and we'll give it a score.
Yeah.
So like I said, this is like super, it's every sherry note that you want, right? It's like those plums, those figs. I get chocolate fudge. Like you said, there's like this little bit of like salted caramel. Yeah. Like what is that in there?
I don't know. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe because of the age. Like again, this is my first experience with a 28-year-old Glendronach, right?
Yeah.
I do find like the leather notes are here, and like this tastes like it's could be older than 28 years old. So maybe 28 is just the youngest cask used for this batch.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Very, very plausible.
So yeah, I get that like salty, sweet sherry, but there's something fresh about it as well. You can tell there's age to it. Nice, like there's like a classic note that I get from Scotch that I don't get from anything else. Also probably because I haven't had anything else in this age range, or like, you know, but it's this, like, you can just tell it's old whiskey.
Yeah.
Right? This has that.
Yeah.
Right? Man, that's really good.
I get this like kind of like tea note, maybe like an English like tea, and I get like some barrel influence, like some char. It's almost translates to a little bit of a smokiness, not peat.
Yeah.
But you get this like kind of like barrel char, gunpowder kind of smoke.
Yeah, I can get that too.
And then everything's like wrapped in this sweetness, this candy sweetness, and this is so nice.
What are you scoring that? That's a tough one because it's our first dram of it, but it's excellent. 40 is that cask strength? 48.9%. I would assume so.
I don't know for sure, but I would assume yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a low 90s for me. I thought right away 91.
Okay, I was gonna say 92.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're right there.
I think if we had time with this bottle, this could easily creep up into like the 93 range.
For sure.
Right? Because it seems like it's really high quality stuff.
Yeah, it is excellent. Really, really good.
Yeah, really good. What's your guess on this?
So on the Casey blind sample.
At first we were thinking Springbank, but
so
I don't think that anymore.
When I first smelt it, I was like, oh, that smells like Springbank. Oh.
Do they smell the same? Can I see?
It smells like Springbank to me. Springbank. But then, yeah, you're right. Like on the palate, it doesn't really.
No, on the palate it doesn't. And now on the nose, now that it's had time to open up, there's like a sweet bacon, like a honey bacon kind of note.
Yeah, that kind of like savory, kind of like cured meat.
Like something like...
It still could be Springbank, though.
It could be Springbank.
I know he's got these weird single casks.
That's what it is. Like I think it's like it could be like an indie bottle, and if it could be like it could be Springbank, but I don't think it is. I think it could be like a Glendronach or like it could be a Klein Leash. Like it has this like soapy kind of taste on the palate that kind of reminds me of a Klein Leash.
Klein Leash has that like that waxy note, you know. Mm-hmm. Were you getting that in here? Maybe a little bit.
It's older. It's older than you're like what you're typically used to.
Yeah.
So maybe you lose a little bit of that waxiness ish. Like
but I've had like
heavily sherry too.
I've had Klein Leashes. That's true. You don't normally get like a heavier. A lot of like single barrels, Klein Leash, independent bottlers. They're like a refill sherry. You get so many of those between ages of like 20 to 25.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It doesn't read Klein Leash to me though. I mean, it could very well be, but I don't know.
It drinks like, it doesn't drink super hot ABV. Like it doesn't drink heavy, which could indicate age, right?
Are you thinking maybe it's like multiple casks?
Like he blended stuff?
No.
There are elements that remind me of Springbank. Like it reminds me a little bit of that 21-year-old Springbank from like a couple years back.
It had like rum barrels in it, and port barrels in it, and sherry and ex-bourbon.
The only reason I'm thinking it's not that, unless it's a Springbank 21 that we haven't tried yet, is because it has that like kind of soapy note on the palate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really tough one, but I do really like this whiskey.
Yeah.
Whatever this is. But it is hard to put your finger on it. Like, is it Campbelltown? I don't know.
Should we throw a guess in there for just entertainment's sake?
Sure, go ahead.
I'm gonna say Klein Leash. I'm gonna say 20 plus. I'm gonna say 23 years old, 24 years old. And I'm gonna say independent bottle. And probably like below 50 ABV. It doesn't drink hot at all.
Yeah. And it kind of like, there's viscosity, but the finish doesn't seem forever to me.
No, it's not forever. It washes out with that like soapy note a little bit.
Yeah. What distillery has that soapy note?
Klein Leash is the only one I can really think of. There's another one that used to literally wash their wormtail.
Ralphie told us about that.
Yeah. Who was that?
I kind of forget.
Was that Klein Leash?
Was it?
I'm gonna say Klein Leash.
Okay, I think Klein Leash.
It could be like a Springbank that like is just like really unique and different that we've never tried before, like independent bottler. But I don't think it is.
It's like, it's weird because like when I first smelled it, I'm like, oh, it smells like Springbank. But then when you try it, it's like, well, it doesn't really drink like Springbank. So I don't know. I'm not gonna. I have no guess. But I think your guess is pretty accurate. I just don't know about that waxy note if I'm getting it.
The only other thing I could think of is could it be no, but it doesn't have that like on the palate. It's not beefy enough to be a Mortlock.
No, yeah, I wouldn't think so.
I want to add one more to the list that's not here.
Yeah. What do you got?
Your child's wedding day, assuming he or she is a Scotch drinker.
Okay, like what am I getting them as a gift kind of thing, or what am I drinking with them?
What are we opening together
Yeah.
to share that day and say congratulations?
Yeah, great question. I think that maybe you pull something from like the depths of your collection, you know? Something that I think, I'm just trying to think like what I have that I'm like holding back, you know? Maybe like an Octomore 6.3.
Ooh, nice.
Right? Like something that like, this was like one of my favorite scotches of all time.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I think we're on the same wavelength. Like, I've thought like, the new Benromach 40-year-old, I've been really wanting to try that. The price keeps going up.
Yeah.
It's getting more and more out of reach. Maybe you would want to do something like that on the wedding day. But I like your idea of going back to something...
To your stash.
Yeah. And for me, it would probably be Springbank 10 local barley from 2020.
Yeah.
That's just one of my favorite bottles that I actually was smart enough to like stock up a little bit.
Yeah, I've got some things stashed away. I mean, I don't know how long I'll keep it for, but I have one George T Stag left.
Oh wow.
That could be an option.
Interesting.
That could be an option.
That is an option.
That probably will get sold, though. Let's be honest. That's probably gonna get traded or sold at some point in time.
Right on.
But yeah, I think let's go back in the collection. You know, there's lots of cool stuff that I've got. It's not like crazy expensive or like insane.
It's not just now, but it might be.
It might be, but it's just like stuff that I liked that was a good value. You know, I've got some old Glendronach 15s from 2015, 2014.
Yep.
Some 18-year-olds as well.
Yeah, you did a really good job of like stashing some stuff that from like 4 or 5 years ago that are not going to be easily acquired in the near future.
Yeah. Yeah. And I kept those ones because those are the ones that I would open and drink still that haven't got too crazy with pricing, right? Like my Macallan stuff I sold because it was like, it's not worth it.
No, yeah.
But those I would open and drink.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Leave us a comment down below. Pick a category that we mentioned and give us your pick for that occasion. Or do you have an occasion coming up that you're saving a bottle for? Are you saving something for your kid or for your birthday or whatever? Leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you're stashing away and what you would choose for these occasions.
Yeah.
And Christian and Casey, thank you so much for the samples.
Thanks, guys.
Really much appreciated. And thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a good one.
Cheers.
Cheers.